Hi, I'm Sarah. Some people say every family has a heartbeat, the person who keeps everyone together through laughter, arguments, and years of memories. For us, that person was Grandma Ellie. She wasn't just the warm hug at the door, or the one who always slipped extra cookies into our hands. She was a mentor, a guide, a listener, and the glue that held our entire family in place. Every holiday, every summer weekend, every big moment in our lives was wrapped in her warmth. Her house, with its familiar creaky floorboards and smell of fresh bread, was where we grew up, learned lessons, and shared secrets. So when she passed away last month, it felt like someone had pulled the sun out of our sky. Everything dimmed a little. The morning of her funeral came heavy and slow, wrapped in a thick mist as if even the weather refused to brighten. Family members filled the old church uncles with red eyes, aunts whispering into tissues, and cousins holding hands like they were afraid to let go. The scent of Leila drifted through the room, hundreds of them arranged around her picture. They were her favorite flowers, and a smell made my chest tighten. Pressed against my heart was the last letter she ever wrote me. Around my neck hung her gold locket, a piece she cherished, part of the collection she left me in her will. Grandma had been clear and intentional. She left most of her estate to me, her jewelry, her savings, items she had gathered over her entire life. She believed in my dream of starting a non-profit for children's literacy, something we had talked about for years. She always told me, knowledge changes a life, sweetheart. Help them read, help them grow. Her voice still echoed there in my memory. But even while mourning her, I could feel Aunt Linda's eyes on me like a cold shadow. Aunt Linda, my father's younger sister, was known for her pretty smile that hid sharp intentions. She could be charming when she wanted something and cutting when she didn't get it. Her gaze that morning wasn't warm or grieving. It was calculating, almost hungry. After the service, as the crowd moved toward the graveyard in slow, respectful steps, she cornered me under the huge old oak tree that stretched its branches over Grandma's resting place. "Sarah, darling," she said, her tone dripping with false sweetness. "You know my kids have had such a hard year. Surely you don't need all of Grandma's gifts." Her words felt like needles disguised as kindness. I tightened my grip on Grandma's letter, feeling its corners press sharply into my palm. "Aunt Linda," I said gently but firmly, "Grandma knew exactly what she wanted. This isn't about money, it's about trust." She gave a soft laugh, pretending it amused her. "Be reasonable. My kids could use a little help. And you're not struggling. You have a good job. You don't need all that." Her boldness made my stomach twist. She didn't care about Grandma's wishes, only about what she wanted for herself. "Aunt Linda," I replied, "this isn't the place. We can talk later." She gave me a smile that didn't reach her eyes and patted my shoulder in a way that felt more like a warning than comfort. "Of course, darling. We'll talk later." When she walked away, something inside me tightened. This wasn't going to be simple. Grandma's will wasn't just a list of items, it was her legacy, her values, her love, and her voice. And Aunt Linda wasn't going to let it go quietly. I knew this was only the beginning. Later, just as I feared, she brought it up again, this time without the sugarcoating. "You know my kids have had it rough," she said. "College life, everything's expensive. You could help." "Aunt Linda," I said, steadying myself. "Grandma made her wishes clear." "I'm carrying them out," she scoffed. "You were always her favorite. You got the time, the stories, everything. My kids deserve something too. This is family." "With all respect," I answered, "it's not about what you think Grandma might have wanted. It's about what she actually wrote." Her annoyance sharpened. "Oh, Sarah, don't cling to technicalities. You make enough money. Why hold on to everything?" "Because helping family doesn't mean disrespecting Grandma's decisions," I said. She rolled her eyes. "This moral stuff, this legal talk, it's silly. We're family. You could help and you're choosing not to. That's on you." "Aunt Linda," I said softly but firmly, "you're twisting her intentions. And yes, starting the nonprofit is better because it's what Grandma wanted." She let out a short, bitter laugh. "Alienating your family is what she wanted." My patience thinned. "Aunt Linda, this isn't about your opinion. It's about Grandma's will." Her lips curled into a cold half-smile. We'll see. How clear everyone else thinks her intentions were when they hear how you're hoarding her legacy. Family should come first. Sarah, not ideals. I took a slow breath. If you want this to continue, we can involve the lawyers. They'll explain what clear means. Her eyes darkened. Lawyers? Is that a threat? You'd tear this family apart over jewels and cash. It's not a threat, I said. It's about respect and responsibility. If lawyers keep peace and honor Grandma's wishes, then yes, we involve them. She leaned closer. Remember, Sarah, actions have consequences. So do choices, Aunt Linda, I said. I'll do what needs to be done. I turned away, her words sticking to the air like smoke. My heart raced, but my resolve grew stronger. Grandma had trusted me, and I would honor her no matter how much drama Aunt Linda caused. I moved through the crowd, feeling the weight of it all, when suddenly a voice called out behind me. I heard everything, Sarah. I turned and saw my cousin Mike standing there, hands in his pockets, eyes tired but sincere. I didn't mean for you to hear, I started. But he lifted a hand to stop me. You don't have to explain, he said. Aunt Linda's been pulling this kind of stuff for years. You're just the latest? Got a minute to talk? Sure, I nodded. Several of us had run-ins with her, Mike said. Remember when Uncle Joe died and there was all that drama? Over his car collection? Turns out Aunt Linda promised her son his Mustang even though it was going to charity. I blinked, shocked. I had no idea, Mike nodded. That's just the tip of the iceberg. You standing up to her? It's about time, someone I just want to respect Grandma's wishes, I said, but Aunt Linda is making this personal, and it's splitting. The family are not alone in this, Sarah assured me. We can gather stories, put everything together, and show the family what's really been going on behind. Those weak talks of hers, I hesitated, but then agreed that sounds like a plan, but one need. To be careful, we can't just throw accusations without proof, agreed. I'll talk to a few people who've dealt with her before we'll meet up later and compile everything, thanks. Mike, this isn't just for me, it's for Grandma. Later that day, our cousin Jenna joined the conversation. I heard what Aunt Linda string to pull, and it's just not right. Said she did something similar when Grandpa was in the hospital trying to get him to change his will in her favor. It was disgusting. Wow, Jenna, I had no idea. Could you write that down? Any details you have would help. Absolutely. Send you everything tonight. We can let her get away with this again, thank you. I said, feeling a growing sense of determination. Here's the plan. We gather all the evidence we can, compile it into a clear presentation, and at the next family gathering we lay it all out transparently, calmly, but firmly. We show Virian Aunt Linda's pattern of manipulation. Do we confront her in front of everyone? Mike asked. It has to be public. I answered, otherwise she'd twist it, but we keep it factual, no personal attacks, just the truth laid bare for everyone to see. If we're united in this, we'll have to face reality. It's going to be intense, Jenna said, but you're right, it's the only way. Thanks for standing with me, I said, relieved. This isn't just about the inheritance. It's about integrity and honoring Grandma's memory. The right way. We're with you, Sarah. Mike replied. Let up, get to work. As meeting ended, I felt a mixture of apprehension and relief. Taking down Aunt Linda's facade wouldn't be easy, but it was necessary. Armed with the truth and the support of my family, I was ready to defend Grandma's legacy no matter what. It took a few weeks later. The family gathered again. I stood before them, feeling the weight of what was about to happen. Everyone, thank you for coming together tonight. There's something important we need to address as a family. Aunt Linda's voice cut through the room. What's this about? Sarah, it's about our family's future and honoring Grandma's true wishes, I said, keeping my voice steady. Over the past few weeks, you've questioned the terms of Grandma's will, suggesting it should benefit your children more, but that's not the whole story, is it? Aunt Linda stiffened. I'm not sure what you're implying, but I've always had this family's best interests at heart. That's not the truth, I said firmly. You've manipulated family situations for your own gain. Remember Uncle Joe's car collection? Or when you tried to change Grandpa's will? We have evidence, Aunt Linda, testimonies from family members, documents you tampered with. It's all here. This is ridiculous. Aunt Linda snapped. You're attacking main front of everyone based on rumors, not rumors, I replied, holding up papers, factures. An email from Janet about the hospital incident, and here's a statement from Mike, about the car collection, it's not just one or two incidents, Aunt Linda, it's a pattern. She looked around incredulous. You all believe this my own family turning against me based on Sarah's words, so it's not just Sarah's word, Mike chimed in, stepping forward. I was there, Linda. I saw the documents you manipulated. Linda's eyes darted between us, her voice rising. Mike, why? Bring up old stories now. We should be looking out for each other, not dredging up the past. Looking out for each other is exactly why we're doing this, Linda. I replied, we can ignore the truth. Linda crossed her arms, her tone defensive. I've always done everything for this family. You're just trying to make me the villain because I spoke up. No one's making you a villain, Linda. Mike said gently, you chose your actions. All we're doing is bringing them to light. She scoffed. So what now? You're going to kick me out of the family? Wouldn't want that, I said firmly, but we down accountability. You need to acknowledge what you've done and why it's wrong. Until then, it's best if you step back from family decisions. This is unbelievable, Linda muttered, shaking her head. I'm being ostracized by my own family. It's not ostracization, Linda, it's consequence. I explained, you're welcome back. Once there's genuine acknowledgement and change. Linda's face hardened. Fine, if that's how you all feel. Step back, but remember families are supposed to forgive. Forgiveness comes with change. Linda, we hope to see that from you. As Linda stormed out, the room was left heavy with mixed emotions. Mike sighed and turned to me. Thank you, Sarah, for standing up like that. It couldn't have been easy. It wasn't, I admit, feeling the weight lift, but it was necessary. Grandma deserved that much. Looking at the family, I continued going forward. I'll be using part of my inheritance to start a charity fund in Grandma's name. It'll support family members in real need, but with strict oversight to ensure it's used as Shinton death. It's a beautiful way to honor her, Jenna said softly. She would have been proud. As the evening wound down, I felt a deep sense of relief and closure ending up for Grandma's legacy wasn't just about confronting Aunt Linda. It was about preserving the values Grandma had instilled in us. Integrity, honesty, and respect for each other's wishes would be the true legacy I carry forward through charity. Grandma's generosity would continue, not just in memory but in action, helping others as she had always done. This was the real way to honor her spirit. Now that we've reached the end of story, here's a question for you. If you were in Sarah's position, how would you handle a family member who manipulates situations for their own benefit? Is public confrontation the best approach, or would you handle it differently? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed the story and subscribe for more.